glad music.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Gypsy Jean Summers, and I want to thank you guys for tuning into the Just Gypsy podcast, the podcast where I'm going to help you become your own life coach. Now, on today's episode, y'all, I needed some help, so I had to call up Jay. Jay, how are you, honey?
I'm awesome. I'm excited.
Thank you so much for joining me with this episode. Today, we are talking about how to orgasm your way into a better life.
Woo. Let's talk about sex, baby. I love it. I love it.
I think we should begin this episode with how to even orgasm. Better yet, orgasm blocks. Things that are getting in the way of women actually having an orgasm. Before we could talk manifestation or anything else, let's just get you to the point where you're even having a climax, honey.
Yeah, I've actually heard that a lot of women. I don't have that problem, but I've heard some women never experience
Yep.
orgasm.
You'd be so surprised how many women have never had the big O. Let's talk about some blocks because you might be there or you might be halfway there, but you might have some things that could be blocking you from just accomplishing the whole goal. One of the main things I know a lot of women kind of make a mistake with is they make the orgasm the objective. They go in like, you know what? I'm going to have a big O. I'm going to get it. And that's the whole thing. So their mind isn't clear. It's all focused on just having, busting a nut. Excuse my language, but
No, that's
let's
real.
just be real. Let's be real about it.
Yeah,
So if your mind is focused on it, it's like you leave no other room for anything else to
nothing else.
happen.
Yeah, those are the worst. When you like, I'm gonna bust one.
Yep.
It's like you can't get there because you just like
To focus. And with orgasms, the thing is you actually have to be extremely relaxed. You have to feel very free. You have to let your mind be able to go and travel. Another thing I want to say is clear your mind, learn to let go, and don't make the orgasm the objective. If you can do those things, then you're on your way into feeling really, really good. Another thing I notice about women, even myself, sometimes we don't feel really sexy or confident, and that alone will affect you having an orgasm.
confidence is definitely big when it comes to sex in general.
Exactly. You have to, like I told you about that clear mind, you have to feel free. You have to feel sexy. You have to feel attractive. It all kind of goes into play. Once you start worrying about your rolls showing or your back fat showing or something
man.
like that, you're then focusing on that. How are you letting room, for other things to come?
Right. That's like some people only have sex in the dark. It's like, whoa.
Yeah, but if they're comfortable, they're busting nuts in the dark. So hey.
Hey, if you gotta get there in the dark, baby, get there in the dark.
Get the. I think when you're about to have sex, the best thing to do, other than clear your mind, is just kind of have the objective. Is just set the objective. Excuse me, to just have some fun.
Okay.
If it's all about fun, then you're free. You're not worrying about mistakes. You're not worrying about how you look. You're just there. You're clear-minded. You're just there to have some fun.
What advice would you give, like, I'm not going to use the word rigid, but a more, like, conservative person or a more, not really, I'm not going to say a lack of confidence, but some people just aren't as sexually experienced as others.
I will tell that person or that woman to first learn her body on her own.
Masturbation.
Yeah.
Okay.
If
I'm
you're
a fan.
if you're a quiet person and you don't, necessarily want to experiment with other people, then experiment with yourself first. Get to know your body. I recommend women get a vibrator because it has vibration, like a constant feeling. And sometimes a constant feeling helps us to reach this, climax that we're waiting for.
Or you don't have a partner that's out of breath. Or
Exactly.
hitting the wrong strokes
And
or
then
going
when
the
you
wrong-
have your own toys and you're in your own little space, you kind of are way more comfortable, way more free. You can go and search those spots and you can find what spots, that you really like. And then the next time when you're ready to lay down with someone, you can actually guide them. Straight up just communicate and say, "Hey, I found out right here is what it is.
Say, this
So
where
what
it's
I
at.
need you to do is
Right
either
here.
lick right here, touch right here, or put it here. But whatever. Learn yourself first so that you can communicate to others and be able to, have fulfilling sex.
So communication is important when it comes to sex.
Communication is extremely big because, how else am I supposed to know exactly, what feels good to you if you're not telling me? A lot of people aren't just vocal. You could be doing something that feels horrible and they might not tell you. Then you could be doing something that feels extremely good and they might not tell you.
We
So
all done been
communication.
there. You get some bad sex and you just roll over and play sleep.
Yeah.
We all done been there. You block the person, you don't talk to them no more.
But no, communicate. There's no point to be having sex that's not fulfilling.
Absolutely.
Anytime you have sex, like, go for the goal. What's the point?
So these are some orgasm blocks.
Yeah. Oh, let's talk about this one. What about the people who watch pornos? Sees these different positions. They haven't explored their body yet, but they're watching porno and they're trying to mimic porno, and that's why they're not having fulfilling sex.
Unfortunately, I've heard about people like that, and I think that's. I don't want to fuck a porn star. Porn
I
is
do.
interesting to watch. I mean,
I don't want to fuck a porn star, but it wouldn't hurt if you knew some of the tricks. But my thing about that is just get to know yourself first before you go and doing a bunch of other stuff, and then you're.
But see, it's a difference between mimicking a porn and actually, wanting to elevate your sex game because you're inspired by something you saw. Some
That's
people
true.
like, I want to be like Brian Pumper, and you just can't be out here pumping bitches because that doesn't sound fun. Bitches don't want to be pumped. Well, I don't know. Maybe some people want to be pumped.
Some people want to be pumped.
I mean,
It's
but
2019.
everybody don't want to be pumped. What if
Right.
you're with, someone that's
Yeah.
more sensual and wants to be caressed?
So you think instead of mimicking porn, get to know your partner?
Yeah, absolutely. Because your partner might be into some of the
Yeah,
stuff in the
because if
porn.
you do one of those tricks on
And your
me
partner-
and I'm not liking it, it's like, how am I supposed to have an orgasm?
Yeah,
You
like-
sitting here trying to scissor me from the ceiling fan.
I might throw your ass a life jacket. Like, bitch, you need a parachute. What the fuck you doing up there? Come down.
Oh,
But
gosh.
I guess it just depends on that's getting to know your partner and the person you're
agree.
having sex with.
I agree.
All right, those are definitely some good tips as far as like 'cause
Orgasm blocks.
Yeah, I've actually heard of that. Doesn't sound fun.
Things could become very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You show up to bed with some shit you saw on YouPorn.
That's why
Whoa.
communication is so good, and it's actually safe.
It's like, babe, what's going on? Where you been?
It's safe to communicate. Now let's get to it. Let's just get to it. So, foreplay. I think that's big with building up, that energy, getting that energy going, because you use that same energy to have an orgasm. So foreplay is important to me. And if it's not important to you, then try something new. To me, foreplay can be a big wide area.
Okay.
Some people think, okay, oral sex, toys, but it actually can get deep and it
Yeah.
can get a little wild.
Role playing.
You can add some role playing in there, some fruit, some veggies. I know a lot of y'all are vegetarians now, but
Get some rope.
and get a safe word if you're getting rope. But anyway,
Please have a safe word. Listen, when
Just-
you out here trying new stuff with your partner in the bedroom, please have a safe word.
yeah.
Please.
But anyway, get the energy going. Start with some foreplay. That gets you pumping, get your blood pumping. All right?
And
You
also-
deserve foreplay. Everybody deserves foreplay.
But some people aren't into foreplay.
They're not.
So what do you do with a person
person who wants to get straight to it.
I mean, you have people in relationships that are like night and day. They're complete opposites. And one person may be into it, one person may be out of it. It's just
Then I
about
say
setting the mood.
this. For a person who's not into foreplay, maybe try to set a theme.
Themes.
Yeah. Like, if you're going to have some quick sex, role play. Come right into the house and boom, boom. Oh, it's a robber. Bam, bam. Turn it up, beat it up. Bam. Ooh.
That was too funny. I love it. I love it.
But I'm just saying, set up a theme. All I'm trying to get at is you need to get your energy going first.
Yes.
And whatever you need to do,
To
get it pumping.
Cool.
If you're not in the foreplay, cool. Set up a theme. Light some candles. Maybe play some music or something.
Absolutely.
But get the energy going before you even start having sex.
Be careful with Pandora. They geniuses
Oh, they will
like
ruin the mood.
iPhones. You'll go from Keith Sweat knocking boots to Plies feet to the ceiling if you fuck around.
I
with
recommend
your
YouTube channels. You can type in maybe like a sex playlist.
Yeah, R&B
2019 R&B
playlist.
playlist, 2019 or 2000, whatever
Or go old
year
school and make
into.
your own mixtape. You
Exactly,
can
you
put
could do
songs
that
in
as
order
well.
and let them play back to back. We used to go old school and make CDs. So
But just make it an event. You deserve an event. Every time you share your energy with someone, make it special.
yeah, foreplay is definitely important
It is.
when it comes to a healthy sexual relationship.
Or just getting the energy going before sex.
So let's get to the sex talk.
Sex talk, like we said earlier, communication is awesome. If you have maybe a spouse who isn't hitting the right spots, doesn't know how to lick it right, doesn't know how to stick it right. I'm just gonna be straight up. I know you're looking at me like, whoa.
Sounds
But we're
worthless.
talking
No, I'm
about
just playing.
orgasm, so
Everything
let's
isn't
put
about
on
sex.
our grown up panties and let's get into it. So, like I said, you might have a spouse who doesn't
Fulfill
know-
you.
fulfill you at all. It's like, what do? You got to open your mouth and communicate. Tell them how to begin with you. Hey, come kiss me on my neck, baby.
Yeah.
Kiss me here. Touch me here.
Yeah.
Show them. That's going to be your best bet. Show them what to do in the beginning. Show them what to do in between. Let them know what feels good, what hurts, or what doesn't. Let them know. Take your hand and put it on their head or their hand or their private part and guide them if you have to. But you're gonna have to get into it yourself if you want fulfilling sex.
And
Talk, communicate.
And what do you do like in between where you have those maybe uncomfortable motions? Whenever you trying something new, sometimes depending on your partner or depending on the type of intimacy level with the person you're with, like what do you do in between, like to counteract that awkwardness that can sometimes get in the way and ruin sex?
My whole thing is just drop the ego at the door. When you go in having sex, just be a free person. You can even start talking like a whole lady that you never even met before. I mean, put an
Accents
old
work.
fake accent on, and just don't be afraid. I'd rather us giggle than have awkward spots.
Absolutely.
I'd rather us laugh like, he's so silly, what's going on here? Like, I'd rather that than, okay, what in the world?
But see, you say that too, but you giggling might offend someone else. Imagine you're with somebody and you giggle and it's like,
Right.
subconscious, like hard on gone, bam, that's it.
Well, find out what works for you. And that's why I said talking is good. Because you
Communicate.
two can communicate and find a balance. What are some things, like sit down with your partner and ask, what are some things you've always wanted to try? And then you guys do it together. That way there's, oh, I ain't want to try this and you got me feeling all weird. There's nobody feeling vulnerable or anything like that.
So definitely communicating and letting your partner know what's right, what's wrong, what's
Exactly.
good, what's not.
Exactly. And I have one thing. As soon as your partner's doing something that feels good, you holler at their ass and let them know that is it. Keep doing it. No, seriously, because repetitive motions actually help you to orgasm. So if he's hitting that spot or she's hitting that spot, you let them know, don't you dare stop.
"Don't you
Why
dare."
not? I mean, girl, get your orgasm. What are you waiting for? Speak up, and you let them know that is it right there.
So what about the G spot? Some people don't know what, where, how, any of that. Like,
Exactly, and that's why I say it's important. It's not important, but it's important for me that as a woman, I mean, as
Absolutely.
really a man or woman, masturbate. You have to learn your body.
Yeah.
If you find your G spot, guess what? You can show somebody else where to find your G spot.
Yeah.
So go and find it, locate, get to know your body, fall in love with her.
That's true, because if you don't know where your G spot is, how do you
How
expect
you gonna
somebody
and
else?
then get mad that they can't find it?
Yeah,
It's like,
GPS.
ma'am, can you even show me?
GPS not working.
GPS not
It's
working.
off. Everybody everywhere.
Detour.
Wrong
Okay.
left turn. I can hear Siri now. Make a right turn here.
Make a U-turn and get the hell up out of here. How about that? Before we get into manifestations,
I'm really excited about that section.
let me tell you about another tip that can help you to orgasm. Another tip, I do not want to leave this out. It works for a lot of people. I call it blended orgasm. And what that is doing 2 or 3 things at once. And usually it just brings up so many different types of sensation. Like, for example, trying to be PG-13 here a little.
Ain't no PG-13 on this
Okay,
episode.
well, Van, say you get fingered. You're getting fingered. Okay, cool. That's one motion. But say I have one finger in the pinky and One in the stinky.
Not one of the picky, one of
I'm
the
just
sticky.
saying, but you get where I'm
Double
going
penetration.
here. So I have two things going on at once. Some people feel like anal sex is it hurts or it's uncomfortable.
Or it's taboo for some
And,
people.
yeah. And the thing is if you're dry anywhere, anything's going to hurt.
Absolutely.
If you're more lubricated, you can kind of concentrate on the sensation. It's not for everybody, so you don't have to give me the boo boo face.
Right.
It's not for everybody, but there's ways to enjoy it. Another way to enjoy anal sex is to have something else going on. Say you are receiving oral sex and getting maybe a pinky up your butt. That can feel really good. That can feel really good.
She over here smiling, y'all.
I can't talk about it. She's looking at me like, what?
I
You're
love it though.
what? But I'm just saying, blended orgasms or doing two different sexual activities at once help you to reach a really great orgasm.
Multitaskers
So
are
just
fun
try.
in
You
bed.
never know.
Yeah, you definitely want somebody who can multitask.
Okay, so let's talk manifestations. How to manifest your dreams, your best life with orgasms.
So I have a few questions.
Okay.
All right.
Shoot.
Do you have to love the person you're with? Because when it comes to manifestation, it's something extremely personal. But I share some of those things with my partner, but it's extremely personal in a sense. It's kind of like prayer for me. Prayer is something you do with yourself. So how do you have to be in love with that person? Like, do
No.
you have to have a connection?
You don't. Now, it's good to have a connection and to have a real strong connection with this person, because the more of a connection that you feel with a person, the stronger that orgasm might be. Some people can bust strong nuts with anybody, and that's really all we're really going for. We just need that energy. I even know some girls who use people just to manifest
just
really
to
fast.
manifest the nut.
Just to manifest.
Just to get there?
Yeah. Let me call up
That's why they be going back to their ex.
T-Bird.
Wait, I need to hit Tyrone line.
Exactly.
Tyrone, I need to holler at you.
I need a new car. and I'm just saying. So you don't have to love the person you with.
Does that person need to be aware of what's going on?
No, they don't.
They don't need to.
A lot of people, when they do, you can call it magic if you want. Your magic, your manifestation, whatever. A lot of people, when they do this, they keep it to themselves. And when it comes to prosperity work, it's really good to keep those things to yourself, because other people have other feelings about, what they think maybe you should have or not have.
That's true.
And you don't want that to influence what you're going for. Yeah. So if I'm sitting here and say, I'm going to have sex with my partner and I want to manifest a baby, and my partner does not, and I tell them, hey, let's have sex, I want to manifest a baby, and my partner says, his, because we're doing this, he's probably like, oh, hell nah. His whole mind is different. He's thinking different. So that it clashes with what I'm going for.
Eliminates what.
And you're really not having nothing but just sex. You're not, nothing's going to go through with that. So sometimes it's actually best to keep it to yourself, depending on, the other person's and their intentions and stuff.
Yeah, you definitely don't want bad intentions into your manifestations, regardless if they're sexual or not.
Yep.
Awesome. So I want a visual. Like, I want to, we're going to stay as PG-13, 21 as we can. But how do we do it? Give me a visual of how do you manifest during sex?
Okay.
Like the process. Like I want a hardcore visual.
Hardcore?
I mean, copy look. No,
first you said you wanted PG, now you want a hardcore.
You wanted PG.
Acting like
I was
a Gemini.
just trying to make sure this not the other one.
All right, so here it goes. Before sex, I think to myself, what is it that I want to manifest? I want to manifest a brand new truck for myself. I stop and I create a vision in my head, kind of like a movie. I see myself driving in this truck, kind of tilting my head back and laughing. I'm having a good time in this truck. Now I take that little memory I have and I keep it. And I just kind of put it to the side. Now I start to think about my spouse, because I need that energy to start pumping. Remember that foreplay and all that? I need my energy to start going. My spouse gets me excited and hot, okay? So it doesn't take long. The second I know we about to get down, it's like, oh, I'm just excited and I'm ready, and all that little energy, oh, it's needed. And that's why it's good to actually have sex with someone you're attracted to that makes you feel really excited. Because if you're having sex with someone that you're not attracted to,
You
it
probably
doesn't really, it
you don't
doesn't
want.
work. You want really high energy.
Awesome.
Okay, so um, I'm thinking about my spouse now, and I'm getting hot. I'm getting excited. Oh, I'm getting ready. And then we go in and we start having sex. Now, this time, I'm not thinking about the truck. I'm thinking about my partner because I'm building up that energy, building it and building it and building it and building it. Then, right when I feel like I'm about to climax, I go ahead and switch that vision over with me driving in my truck. And I match it with the timing of me climaxing. And oh, it gets really wild.
Yeah.
It gets really wild. Just think about all that energy, and then you're envisioning yourself in this truck. Girl, I be having to make sure I don't drive off the cliff up in there. It gets real and it gets really strong. You might even yell out, "Give me what's mine," or "Give me my truck," and that might throw off the person you having sex with. But just keep it, keep it going, baby.
You ever heard somebody yell, "Give it to me"? They not talking about you. They talking about their new promotion. Some shit at work. I'm gonna slap the hell out of her next time. But
But
no,
yes,
that's
and
real.
that honestly is pretty much how you do it. And one of the things that people find as an issue is that they can't stay focused. Right when they get to the climax, they forget to switch over and envision themselves how they, see themselves or whatever they want, whatever the picture was. They forget about that part. They lose control and just, and they forget.
I check out during that time. Like
And most people do.
I be like,
And
out of
that's
body
when you have to
I be gone. I be floating. I be yeah, let's get out.
Exactly, though. That's when you have to gain that self control, though. You got to find a little window. It takes practice sometimes, for some people. Find that little window, gain that control back, and put that vision there.
Awesome.
Connect the vision. And then afterwards, let it go. This isn't something you bug the universe about. If you bug anything, you turn it off and it doesn't want to help you, period. People, places, pets, don't bug it.
Yeah.
Let it
Cats-
go.
Cats are really don't like to be fucking bothered after a certain age.
Right. So just trust into the universe and just let it go.
That was dope. Like I almost saw you go up the wall just now.
Yeah.
But that's really dope. Like
And that's pretty much how you manifest with your orgasms.
I'm gonna go have some manifestation sex right now.
Okay, so look, the thing about manifest, you just blew my mind, Kenny. What was I finna say? Yeah.
She over here cheesing, y'all.
Manifesting with your orgasms is pretty much how you manifest, period. Because you need really strong energy. So all we're doing is taking that sexual energy, that really, really strong energy, that energy right before we transfer over into another world, and we take that energy and we're just using it to bring forth our manifestations quickly. When it's time to manifest without sex, you're pretty much doing the same thing. You have to create a vision. You have to create a feeling. You have to connect those two. And then you have to set out those intentions into the earth.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty much the same thing. Just stronger energy when we have sex.
Yeah, the energy is gonna be wild tonight. I'm telling you right now.
All right, and so I should get some things to manifest. And I actually wish that you all get some manifestation sex tonight too. Go ahead and start thinking what you want. What do you
Absolutely.
want in life? Think about it. Make sure that you know that you feel sexy and that you feel deserving to have whatever that you want to manifest. Go ahead and get your partner ready. Go ahead and set the mood, set the theme, and get to work, ladies.
Get to work, ladies. Fellas, if you listening, get there.
Get to work.
Don't let that girl call her ex, cause you can't get her where she need to be.
You can't help her manifest her dreams.
You right. Baby need a new promotion. Baby need a
Okay.
new job.
Or men, learn how to let her bust that big nut. You are not the only one, okay?
But learning your partner and being that person that they can experience orgasms and just sexual relief in general, just being able to enjoy sex with that person. Communication, foreplay, learning your partner's body, all that stuff's important.
Yes,
so
it
you definitely
is.
want to.
And number one thing, as far as orgasms go, being and feeling comfortable.
Absolutely.
Spouse, your man or your girlfriend, y'all need to be able to let your spouse feel extremely comfortable. Like she should be able to fart sitting right next to you, like that type of comfortable. No, seriously, it helps with you to orgasm.
It's just air during
when you
sex.
feel that.
It's just air anyway during sex,
No,
just so y'all
well,
know. It's just
I'm
air.
not trying to focus on the fart.
I'm
I just want
saying.
you to be
Some
that
people
type
like-
of comfortable.
Some people listen and they're like, ugh, farting, what the fuck? And it's
Well,
like, it's just air when it's sex. Just like when some people squirt. It's not piss.
Okay, that's another episode because that's a little controversial. We have some people who feel like that's a whole nother. But thanks, Jay, for coming out and helping me with this episode. I feel like it takes two to have sex, so why not both of us do this episode together?
Absolutely.
Just to hear your opinion and how you feel about certain things. And
I learned a lot. It was fun, and it's actually got me a little hot and bothered. So
that's good. I hope everyone listening is hot and bothered and ready to manifest.
Go manifesting babies and a
Manifest
promotion,
while you
your new
climax.
business,
Yes.
The next opportunity for you, the next stage in life.
Exactly.
Go manifest some positivity into yourself.
If you're gonna have sex anyway, why not manifest? Like, let everything in life just be beneficial. Why don't you? Well, so I just want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Make sure that you visit back for the next episode. It's gonna be off the chain.
It's just Gypsy.
J Glad Music.